Welcome to weeks 1 and 2 of this 12-week off-season hitting program. Let's get right into it. Your first exercise is going to be the mental goal impression, the MIGI, as we say. Here's a video on your MIGI for this week. Excellent. Let's go into the pre-tee exercises. You'll have 3 different movements that you're doing. First one is the knee slap drill. Here's a video on that. Early, especially when we're getting our hips going. This is a great drill for young kids who are having trouble connecting, making that kinetic chain connection between the lower body and the upper body. So there's no ball in this one, there's no bat. All you're doing is you're mimicking what the guys do in, let's say, home run derby, where their backsides come through like this, where their back hip is flying through. So knee slap literally is the back leg coming to the front arm. I'm left-handed in a knee slap position. So as the coach or as the instructor, it is stance, load, knee slap, just like that. Stance, load, knee slap, just like that. You have very little, if any, issue with a younger hitter getting their back hip to come through if they're actually knee slapping. You can't not bring your back knee back hip through if the foot is coming off the ground. So connect lower body with upper body comfortably. That's the knee slap drill. Second is the BB drill. Here's a video on that. BB drill. This is a very fundamental drill. It's one of the first things we do in the off season. What it does, you put the bat down and you put the batting gloves down. And the idea is, if you can get your top hand to go to the ball and to be able to touch it aggressively, kind of go through it, right back at the pitcher, it confirms that the hitter can hit, right? So from a mindset perspective, we want to come from a place where we believe that we can hit before we pick up the baseball bat. Because if we don't believe that, there's no point in picking up the baseball bat. So the BB drill really simply can be done in tandem with a partner, or it can be done by himself, by the hitter. I'm left-handed, so it's going to look something like this. You're going to go into your stance, and then if you've got a partner, you're going to go into your stance, and then you're going to load. You're going to have your partner to flip it, and you're going to come right back out just like that and getting it, and doing it over and over and over again. If you're by yourself, the hitter would just simply take the ball with his bottom hand, throw it up, and come out just like this. Now I know you're going to want to have the hitters do this because palm up, palm down, right? That doesn't work for this drill, mostly because once you have the hitter put the bat into his hand, there's going to be a natural response like this because there's weight of the bat that's going to make the bat go down, or you're going to get a negative angle going in. So we want to be able to create a level swing. So we're doing this so that once the bat is in the hitter's hand, he's going to do this. He or she is going to do this. That's the BB drill. It's a great drill for building confidence early in the off season. And the last exercise is a combination of the first two, the knee slap and the BB drill, that we simply call knee slap plus BB drill. You'll do that for the first 5 minutes. I'm Tony Garrett. This is the BB drill plus the knee slap drill together. BB plus knee slap. So you've seen in previous videos what the BB drill does and what the knee slap drill does. So together what we're going to do is, when these are joined together, what it does is it joins lower body with upper body, but it gives the hitter a hitting element and an implement element from which to join lower body with upper body, but no pressure to swing a bat. We're going to join those two. It looks something like this. We're going to do the BB drill and knee slap together. It's going to look like this. At the same time, contact, where that lower body is making contact at the same time that the upper body is making contact with the ball. Drill 1 to 2 weeks into an off season or during the season. After the pre-tee sequence in weeks 1 and 2, the next thing we're going to do is the tee sequence. So you're going to get each tee out with each tee map. We're going to start at middle away. Make sure that there are at least 10 baseballs at each station, 10 to 12 at a minimum. And you're going to start. Here's your tee sequence, and I'm going to read it off to you. It's going to go middle away, 5 reps, away, 5 reps. And so you do 5 reps at middle away, then 5 reps at away. And we've grouped them in sets of 2 just like that. So if you're working in partners, you could switch off. So switch off every 10 swings. So the first sequence is middle away 5, away, away 5. The next sequence is middle away 5, away, away 3. The next sequence is middle away 5, middle, middle 5. The next sequence is middle away 5, middle, middle 5. And the final sequence is middle away 5, where we're ending on hard contact. Now, again, if you are paired up with another partner, make sure that you're switching up each 10 swings or each 2 sets. We've written it out for you on the PDF as well, and we're bringing it out to you here. But that's your T sequence. Make sure that you don't go past middle, middle. There's the thinking there, is that we're not forcing players to swing to the pull side early in the off season, because there's time for that. That's a neuromuscular decision that you make, is you don't want to have your front hips flying too early, too often, because it's difficult to track back from a place where a hitter's hips are regularly flying, because your hands go where your hips take them. So we don't want to do that too early in the off season. This is very, very typical. It's very standard, it's a very professional way of doing it. Start out and get the foundation, build those foundation points of the hands getting inside the baseball or softball, and work to the opposite field gap. After your T sequence is complete, we are in weeks 1 and 2. After your T sequence is complete, we want you to do 3 optional exercises, and we'll give you a list of the options that you can choose from. We're going to give you a list of 5. Choose 3 from the 5. And this is an opportunity where if you've gone on your own and you did not get instructor hours, or you didn't get a consultation for what is specifically good for your team, beneficial for your team, this is your first choice, your first opportunity to see the value in getting an extra bit of advice. What we can do is, if you have each one of your players on video, you give us a broad view of what your team looks like when they're hitting. We can recommend specifically what you and your team would best benefit from when it comes to these optional exercises. But you can't go wrong in any case with doing 3 out of the 5. Pick here 3 out of the 5 in terms of what's right for you, what you like. Here are some video clips to see the different movements that we're offering here in weeks 1 and 2 as good choices. Swing, we've got our T and our T map, and we've got the T at middle, middle, because this is where we base everything off of. You can move it on the hit line based on what you're trying to do with the hitter and what the hitter's needs are. But you're going to get into your stance. You're going to load, and at contact, you're going to see the knee slap just like that. So it's an over-exaggeration of getting this back hit through the baseball. But we're just going to do it by literally getting the foot off the ground. So we're going to see that. We're going to come back and cut through. It's going to look like that. Trying to see that knee come all the way through. You want to be able to lock out this front hip a little bit. You don't want to see a hitter spin out of control when he hits or she hits. You want to see the hitter hit against the front side of the hit against the front hip, just like this, by locking it out a little bit and rotating against it, crashing into it, just like that, by doing this exaggeration. This is the T plus knee slap. This drill is for guys and girls who have trouble heels instead of toes. A lot of guys or girls who are finishing with as heels and they're not being able to rotate their hips. This is one of the ways that we get more athletic. Grasshopper just looks like this. You've got the hitter's in their stance, the hitter's deep in the box, a little bit deeper than normal. You're going to want to see a hitter hop, 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 swing. So it's going to be first hop is to the front, hop, 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 hop. T in our T map in front, we've got it at middle, middle, and hitter's going to get into his or her stance. They're going to get back onto this back foot. The key to this back foot and the balance point is when you hit this point, you don't want a balance point like this. You want a balance point like this or like this. That's fine too. But when you're doing it, you don't want to get out and over this back foot. You want to stay inside planted with the inside part. So this the big toe should be curling over and gripping the ground as you're doing this. So you're getting this point, and then you're swinging. And it's okay to have that hitter come through a little bit. You want to be able to corkscrew really, really hard, but this balance point first is let's get back, and then we approach, we separate, and we swing. That's bounce work. This is the pre-fired lower half drill. What we're doing here is we're trying to mimic what it feels like at the end of a swing by already firing the lower body at the correct point and just working and reverse engineering the swing from there. What we're going to do is we're going to have the hitter take a false swing and bring him or herself all the way out to a place where he or she is finishing an aggressive swing, okay? So I've already fully rotated, my back heel is up, I'm into it just like this, and I'm going to rotate back and swing. So what that does is basically I'm holding that position at the end of the swing and simply bringing it back and swinging. So one of the things that we get from hitting with power is extension. We use extension to get power, okay? So in this, we're going to do with the extension drill, we've got our T, we've got our T-map. Usually, T-map stays at middle. This is one of the very few times where the extension drill makes it come off. We're going to take the T, and if you can come in so you can see these guys, we come in, we take the T from middle, and we bring it out to where the two dots are in the middle. If you combine, you leave it right here. The hitter stays in the exact same place in his or her stance with that front foot behind center, and they go ahead and they go out and do this extension, and they're really bursting up the middle. It is okay to pull, okay? But in this drill, we're trying to keep the hitter's feet here so that he or she is being taught extension out front, out front, out front. So there are your 3 optional exercises. We want 5 to 10 reps of each individual movement, and then you switch with your partner with 5 minutes total work per optional exercise. Game speed swings are necessary when we're doing the T sequence, but they are not necessary when they're doing optional exercises. Again, the point of optional exercises is to be able to increase the hand-eye coordination and the dexterity of the athlete. So you don't need to be able to do those things at game speed. Sometimes those are compromised positions with the feet and with the legs and so forth. So we don't need maximum effort, we just need maximum concentration. The last part after the optional exercises is the line drive hitting contest. Here's a video on the line drive contest. So in a line drive test, what we're looking for is we've got our T, we've got our T-map, and we're putting it at middle. And what we're looking for is proficiency 70%. So 7 out of 10. You're going to do 10 repetitions. The hitter's going to do 10 repetitions, and he or she's going to see how many times they'll be able to hit the back cube of the cage. Now the cage can be any distance, okay? Obviously, the longer the distance, the harder it is for the hitter to hit the back cube. Shorten it up if it's, do what you have to do with the space, okay? But the longer you can make it, the better. And what you're trying to do is getting into that back cube, and be specific about it. Off to the side or into the cage or off to this side doesn't count as a point, okay? So we're trying to replicate the place in the middle of the cage every single time, 7 out of 10 repetitions, and that's the line drive contest. So there you have it in weeks 1 and 2. We will see you in weeks 3 and 4. Good luck.